For the past 2.5 years, I have been stealing laxatives from my mother. Of course around the age of 14, I started cutting out food groups. Not just because of the fears of gaining weight, but also to get control of life as I was highly stressed. I felt a lot better during that time, but I kept making it more extreme each time. It continued that way till the age of 15. It was quarantine, and I was starting to fear my weight increasing. I wore a crop top when I was trying out my clothes out of boredom. It fits and perfectly my size, but I thought my arms looked big, and I remember telling my mom that my arms looked big, and she responded with, "Be proud of your body now before you start to gain weight." It's not only what led me to what came after, but it fueled my fear. I started calorie counting shortly afterwards and starved myself. But I also experienced times where I would eat an amount of calories that was higher than what I wanted to eat. I don't know what made me conclude that, but I knew what laxatives do, so I grabbed them off the shelf and took them every time I felt like I effed up. It kept going on, and I ended up losing a high amount of weight in just a few months, leading me to become underweight. My mom even noticed and wanted me to talk about it. She was shocked by the amount I would take in a week. She beated me up and tried to hide them, but I kept repeating the same cycle of going to her room and opening her bags and drawers every time I felt remorse for what I ate. I even tricked my dad by going to the pharmacy to buy something so I can buy them, because my dad doesn't really check what I put on the cart. I ended up experiencing a time where it was suddenly too difficult for me to restrict and got to binging even more. It was bad enough that I would finish a whole box of dates in just a day and not even feel full but pained. My parents got into fights with me because of the sudden disappearance of food every time. I gained half of the weight I lost, making me in between where I started and my lowest. I developed even more disgust over my body than I had before. I can't contain myself when I look at anyone thinner than me, or even worse, my older pictures. I can't comprehend the fact that I ate like a pig, and I think I look fat now. I knew laxatives don't even remove what I ate or anything, but I couldn't contain the remorse I experience every time I binge. At times I don't find them. I would force myself to puke, but I hated puking, and it didn't work at all times and rather left my throat scratched up. And I just binged and took laxatives yesterday. Every time I am done with the aftermath, I keep feeling too cold and shaky. My stomach and heart hurt, and I haven't had my period since May or June of this year. I effed up. I wasn't happy before, but I was healthier.